Sprawled on the floor, surrounded by a mess of scattered toys, the aftermath of an epic dollhouse adventure. But something felt missing. My trusty dollhouse, usually brimming with endless possibilities, suddenly seemed ordinary. Just then, a soft thud echoed from the front door. Curiosity piqued. I padded out of the room, the whoosh of the air conditioner the only other sound in the house. There, nestled on the welcome mat, sat a small, cardboard box. It wasn't wrapped, but an inscription in faded handwriting scrawled across the top sent a jolt of excitement through me. For the most creative adventurer, Gabby's Dollhouse Pilot 2020. My heart hammered in my chest. A pilot? From 2020? How did this even get here? Ignoring the questions swirling in my mind, I grabbed the box, its worn texture whispering promises of forgotten secrets. Maybe, just maybe, this was the extraordinary adventure my dollhouse craved. The rain hammered against my window like 1,000 tiny drummers. Curled up under the covers, I clutched a mysterious box addressed to me. It felt like a birthday present, but my birthday wasn't for weeks. I tore it open, my heart pounding with anticipation. Nestled inside was a dusty VHS tape with faded writing that screamed with spooky charm. Gabby's Dollhouse Pilot 2020. This was cooler than any toy. But bedtime stories with Mom were calling, and I knew better than to disobey. I stashed the tape under my pillow, a secret treasure waiting for a night of after-dark adventures. Later that night, when the house was quiet and everyone was fast asleep, I snuck out the tape. Grabbing my trusty flashlight, I burrowed under the covers, the worn tape a comforting weight in my hand. With trembling fingers, I shoved it into the VCR. The machine whirred to life, and a grainy picture flickered on the screen. Static danced for a moment before clearing to reveal a young girl with bright, bouncy pigtails, Gabby. But something was different. The theme song that usually filled our living room was a little off, a tad sillier than the one I knew. "Welcome to the Gabby and Friends show," Gabby announced, her voice brimming with excitement. Shrinking down to doll size, she landed beside a giant cat with shimmering scales. "Oh dear," the cat meowed, her voice surprisingly high-pitched for such a majestic creature. Fluffy's gone. My own dollhouse, usually a source of endless amusement, suddenly seemed plain in comparison. This one had secret cat kingdoms hidden behind miniature doors and kitty gangs who pranced around in miniature bandanas. I watched in awe as Gabby and the mermaid cat, who they called Mermaidson, chased after clues, navigating through rooms that seemed to stretch on forever. The animation was a little rough around the edges, but it held a strange charm. The characters, though not quite their final forms, were instantly recognizable. Gabby's boundless enthusiasm and Pandy's ever-optimistic spirit shone through the screen. The climax was epic. Gabby and Mermaidson faced off against a mischievous gang of kittens hiding Fluffy. Using cunning traps and teamwork that would make any superhero proud, they outsmarted the fuzzy fiends and rescued their furry friend. The reunion between Fluffy and Mermaidson was heartwarming, filled with squeaks and purrs that tickled my ears. But the adventure wasn't over yet. The screen flickered, revealing a segment I'd never seen before: Make It Work with Pandy. A lady with bright pink hair and a can-do attitude, who I later learned was Pandy, appeared on screen. Using random stuff lying around, bottle caps, pipe cleaners, maybe even a sock, she built a wacky contraption that flung a kitty litter box across the dollhouse. My jaw dropped in amazement. This show was even more incredible than I could have imagined. The tape finally sputtered to a stop, leaving me breathless with excitement. It was a secret night adventure I would never forget. As I drifted off to sleep, I clutched the VHS tape close. Maybe Gabby's dollhouse wasn't just make-believe anymore. Maybe, just maybe, there was a whole world of magical dollhouse adventures waiting to be discovered. The heartwarming reunion between Fluffy and Mermaidson marked the end of Gabby's frantic search. Relief washed over their faces, and the dollhouse echoed with happy meows and purrs. Gabby knelt down, stroking Fluffy's fur. "See, Mermaidson? We did it. Teamwork always wins," she declared, a wide smile spreading across her face. The pilot concluded with a sense of closure and the importance of friendship. But the adventure didn't end there. As the credits rolled, a short clip titled, "Make It Work with Pandy," flickered on the screen. Pandy, with her signature pink hair and infectious enthusiasm, emerged, holding an assortment of household items. Pipe cleaners, bottle caps, and maybe even a stray sock. who knew what treasures Pandy had found around the house. With a flourish, she transformed these ordinary objects into a fantastical contraption that flung a miniature kitty litter box across the dollhouse. The silliness of it all made me erupt in giggles. The next morning, the VHS tape felt like a cherished secret. Breakfast tasted a little sweeter, the sunlight a little brighter. The rain had stopped, leaving behind a world washed clean and sparkling. Clutching the tape, I knew this wasn't just any ordinary VHS. It was a portal to a world of imagination, a reminder that even the most ordinary things could spark extraordinary adventures. Years rolled by, but the VHS tape remained a treasured relic of my childhood. Tucked away on a dusty shelf, it held a secret world, a reminder of the magic sparked by a rainy night and a chance discovery. The fuzzy VHS quality and slightly offbeat theme song only added to its charm. Then, one rainy afternoon, a familiar melody drifted from the living room. Peeking in, I saw my niece, captivated by an episode of Gabby's Dollhouse. The world I once glimpsed on a flickering screen had come to life in vibrant colors and playful storylines. A wave of nostalgia washed over me. I crept into the room, the worn VHS tape clutched in my hand. My niece's eyes widened with curiosity. We snuggled together, and as the familiar intro music filled the room, a new adventure began, this time shared. The magic of Gabby's Dollhouse, passed down from a dusty tape to a wide-eyed child, continued to weave its wonder. The VHS tape you discovered held a hidden treasure. A pilot episode of Gabby's Dollhouse created in 2020, a year before the show's official debut on Netflix in 2021. While the pilot offered a glimpse into the world of Gabby's Dollhouse, it likely underwent revisions and refinements before gracing our screens. The wait, however, was definitely worth it. The official 2021 release featured smoother animation, fully realized characters, and the now iconic theme song you know and love. It also likely incorporated valuable feedback from test audiences, ensuring the show resonated with young viewers. So, while the 2020 pilot served as a stepping stone, the 2021 Netflix premiere marked the official launch of Gabby's Dollhouse, bringing its magical adventures to homes around the world. The exact details of character changes from the 2020 pilot to the final series of Gabby's Dollhouse are unknown since the pilot wasn't officially released. However, based on information about the show's development, here are some possible character changes. Visual design. The overall animation quality likely improved in the final series, with smoother movements and more polished character designs. Mermaidson's appearance might have been tweaked. While she likely remained a mermaid cat, her color scheme, voice pitch, or even fin design could have been adjusted. Names. There's a chance some characters had different names in the pilot. For instance, maybe Mermaidson wasn't always called Mermaidson. Personalities. The core personalities of Gabby and the cat characters would probably remain consistent, but their quirks or mannerisms might have been refined over time. Pandy's role. Pandy's role in the pilot might have been more limited compared to the final series. The "Make It Work with Pandy" segment suggests she might have had a dedicated segment showcasing her crafting skills from the start, but it could have been a later addition.